I am Kathavachak, the storyteller.
I am Kathavachika and welcome to the realm of Katha.
And welcome to the realm of Katha.
I am Kathavachak and welcome to the realm of Katha. Today we have brought for you a story from Arabian folklore. This story has been told through generations and most of us have enjoyed this story in our childhoods. The excitement and the exhilaration of the story has been passed down through ages. So let's enjoy the story again because it's Ali Baba and 40 Thieves. So let's begin. Ali Baba used to live in an Arabian village. His father was a very wealthy merchant and was living with his two sons Ali Baba and Qasim. After death of their father, Qasim kicked Ali Baba out of their house. Qasim was a really greedy man and he didn't want Ali Baba to share anything. So Ali Baba and his wife Marzina were forced to live in a small servant's quarter. Every day Ali Baba would cut trees from the forest and would sell them in the market to earn some living. One fine day, Ali Baba was in jungle cutting the trees when suddenly he saw a group of 40 horse riders. He got curious and decided to follow them. He saw that each of the horse rider was carrying one dagger and one small potli with them. So he realized that these must be thieves. He started following them slowly. Suddenly he saw they all stopped in front of a huge cave, but the cave was closed. Then a man came forward who was certainly the chief of these thieves and shouted loudly, "Open sesame!" And the cave door opened automatically. Ali Baba was mesmerized by seeing this. After some time, the thieves came out of the cave and then left from there. Ali Baba slowly approached the cave and shouted loudly, "Open sesame!" And the cave door opened again. As Ali Baba went inside the cave, he was stunned by what he saw there. There were scores and scores of gold coins and lots of jewels inside the cave. It was surely the treasure of those 40 thieves. Ali Baba took a small pouch and filled it with few gold coins and took it with him and closed the cave door. When he reached home, he sent his wife Marzina to Qasim and told her to bring a scale to measure the weight of the gold coins. Now Qasim's wife was a cunning woman. What she did was she put a little wax on the bottom of the scale and gave it to Marzina. When they returned the scale after measuring the weight of the gold coins, Qasim's wife saw that there was a small gold coin stuck to the bottom of the scale, and she realized that Ali Baba, who was a very poor man, had some gold coins with him. She immediately approached Qasim and asked him to find out what the issue was. Qasim went to Ali Baba and threatened him and intimidated him, and due to which Ali Baba had to tell the whole story to Qasim. He even told the secret password to open the cave. Qasim immediately gathered all his horses and started off alone towards the cave. As he reached the cave, he shouted loudly, "Open sesame!" And the cave door opened for him. He went inside and he was really happy. He gathered all the jewels and all the gold coins that he could and loaded them up on the horses. As he started to leave, he realized that the cave door had closed behind him. So he went and said, "Open almonds!" And suddenly the cave door didn't open. Then he realized that he had forgotten the password. He kept on shouting and taking names of different raisins, but he couldn't open the cave door. Alas, after a while the thieves returned to the cave. When they opened the door, they realized that Qasim was inside and was trying to steal their treasure. So they immediately killed him and chopped his body into pieces and left him there. After a few days, when Qasim didn't return home, his wife went to Ali Baba crying and asked him to find out what happened to Qasim. She told him the whole story, that how Qasim had gathered his horses and went to the cave to get the treasure. Ali Baba sneaked up to the cave in night, and once he opened the door, he saw that Qasim was lying there chopped up into pieces. He started grieving, but then he gathered up all the pieces and took them back to his home. He asked his wife Marzina to go to a tailor and call him to their house so that he could sew Qasim's body back into the one piece and they could cremate him properly. Marzina was a little smart, so she decided that she would not tell the whole way to the tailor. She would bring him by blindfolding him. So she took Taylor with him, blindfolded him and got him to Qasim's house. Once there, the tailor saw the body and he sewed it back together, and they cremated him properly. After a few days, when the thieves returned to the cave, the chief realized that Qasim's body was gone, and he understood that somebody must have come to the cave who knew the password to open the cave and took the body with him. So he immediately rushed with his thieves to the nearby town. He ordered one of his thieves to go and find a tailor who would have sewn the body back together, otherwise it could have been a ruckus in the village. The thief went to the tailor and asked him the way to Qasim's house. The tailor said that he was blindfolded, but the thief said that, okay, I'll blindfold you again and then I'm sure that you would be able to find your way back to that house. Tailor was definitely able to find his way back to the house after he was blindfolded and told the thief that this is the house. The thief marked the house door with a small cross and decided to return back to his chief. Unfortunately for him, Marzina saw this whole scenario. So she went ahead with a chalk and marked all the doors in that village with that same cross. As the thief returned with his chief, he saw that all the houses were marked with the same cross and was unable to identify Qasim's house. The chief got really angry and he beheaded the thief immediately. The chief ordered another thief to go and find Qasim's house immediately. The thief again went to the tailor and again used the same idea. And tailor told him that this is Qasim's house. Now what thief did was he took a stone and broke off a small piece of the door from that house. But unfortunately, Marzina saw this as well. She took a stone and broke off same type of piece from every door on their alley. Now when the thief returned with the chief in night, again they were in a fix. They couldn't identify the correct house. And again chief in a fit of anger beheaded the second thief as well. Now the chief was tired of his thieves' incompetency. So he decided to find out the house himself. He went to the tailor and asked him to show the house. Once the tailor showed him the house, the thief memorized the whole map in his mind and remembered which exact house it was. He disguised himself as an oil merchant and put his thieves into oil pots hidden from the view. He loaded them up in a cart and went to Ali Baba's and Qasim's house. There, he told Ali Baba that he was an oil merchant and wanted to do business with him. Ali Baba invited him to stay over for the night because it was very late in the night and decided that they would talk business in the morning. But Marzina got a little suspicious. So during the night, she sneaked up to one of the pots and knocked on it. Suddenly, a whisper came from inside. "Chief, is it time?" Marzina realized that these were the 40 thieves. So she slowly whispered back, No, go back to sleep." After that, there was one pot in which there was oil, which the chief had brought to show Ali Baba. Marzina heated that oil up to a point of boiling and then poured a little bit of it in all the 37 pots. All the thieves died inside the pots themselves. After a while, the chief of the thieves went to one of the pots and knocked on it. But alas, no reply came. He kept on knocking for a while, but then he realized that something was amiss. So he opened one of the pots and saw that the thief was dead inside. He got really scared and he realized that he could not win from Ali Baba or his wife. So he immediately packed up his things and ran away from there. Ali Baba was really happy and he praised his wife for her presence of mind. He kept a watch on the cave for a few days, and when he saw that no one returned to take the treasure, he went himself inside and got all the treasure, and he and his wife lived happily ever after. So this was today's story. I really hope that you appreciated it and remembered the old childhood days. We'll keep bringing you such interesting stories. Until then, namaste.